So former President Jacob Zuma has joined an application by his co-accused in the arms deal trial, which seeks to stop the prosecution for an immediate acquittal. French arms company Thales filed papers last month pleading with the High Court to permanently halt the matters as two key witnesses have since died, and this could impact on their right to a fair trial. Zuma submitted an affidavit joining this application saying this will also have a direct impact on him as the first accused in the 1990s corruption scandal. Newzroom Afrika senior politics reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo has the details.
Former President Jacob Zuma has lost 2 attempts to have a permanent stay of prosecution in the arms deal trial. But in his affidavit, where he wants to join Thales' application, Zuma believes that he too would be impacted by the deaths of 2 key witnesses, as their testimonies are key to their defense. One of the deceased is said to have been the author of an encrypted fax allegedly on behalf of Zuma to solicit a bribe from Thales through his former financial advisor Shabir Sheikh. The second witness who died authored the forensic reports on which the allegations are premised.
Well, the court must separate the two and deal with the merits of each accused as it comes to them. So they will say to Thales, let's deal with you and say, what are your prospects of success? What are the facts that you've came with us to? The same would apply to the former president, in which they will say to him, well, it's not as if you're coming here for the first time. You've done so twice before. We've denied you your appropriate relief. Probably you're going to do the same now, because all the things that you are stating in your statement or in your affidavit has been dealt with before.
In its papers, the state blamed Zuma for the several postponements of the start of the trial since May 2021, accusing him of continuing with Stalingrad tactics through continuous appeals. But Zuma has responded that he's entitled to exercise his rights, and that even when he was incarcerated in July that year, he abandoned his right to appear in court in order for the matter to continue. He then goes on to quote Pietermaritzburg High Court Judge Piet Koen, who, while delivering his judgment on whether to postpone the matter again, affirmed the former president's argument that the setbacks were legally permissible.
It does not seem to me that this court has much of a discretion, if it has one at all, to deny those appeal rights statutorily ordained, unless perhaps in the clearest of cases where there is an abuse of rights. The appeal process should be allowed to run its course. Mr. Zuma has challenged many decisions adverse to him in the past, usually invoking the entire appeal process to the highest courts in this land, and in many instances has been unsuccessful, which resulted in inevitable and unfortunate delays. He is also on record through previous counsel representing him that he will continue to exercise all rights available to him. But the exercise of those rights, as much as they may be viewed with suspicion and distrust from certain quarters as resulting only in delays, which only favor him, do not per se amount to an abuse of those rights.
Zigalala says the courts will also decide who's responsible for the unreasonable delays, which Zuma argues will hinder his rights to a fair trial.
Remember, the Criminal Procedure Act under Section 342, capital A, deals with unreasonable delays which are taking place, and it employs upon the court to look at those instances on a case-by-case basis and to provide the appropriate. So to pass that stage and simply move for a permanent stay of prosecution without having investigated the reason for the delay, without having applied for a separation of trial, for example, is a bit of a tall master to climb. And it may be that even on both applications, both on Mr. Zuma and that of the Thales, they may fail due to the lack of merits that exist in those applications.
The legal twist from Thales, which Zuma has now latched onto, means that the trial will again be delayed until the courts make a determination on whether or not to grant the company's bid to have the charges permanently dropped. A pending trial date has been set down for the 14th of April this year. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Johannesburg.